Thoughts of suicide sometimes torment many of us. Some still decide to leave in person, someone silently, someone leaves a suicide note. Each of these people has their own reasons for doing so, not always understanding what is so wrong. There is always help. Someone will listen. Just do not give up, because suicide is not an option. I am writing these lines for a reason. I want to tell you my story, how I came across such a terrible thing, and what made me love life. I just graduated from college. I had no desire to go anywhere else, so I decided to just find a normal job. I am a very sensitive person, even too sensitive. I cry in the corner a little bit. He was also that rag. And so, my adult life didn't really start. I found a normal job, but the team was like that. I will not go into the details of where and how I worked. It is not so important for the narrative. I will just say that hard times came then. I tried to tell my parents everything, and they explained to me, who was still a fool, still very green and did not understand anything in real life, that almost every second workplace could stumble upon something like this. Youthful maximalism was still playing in me, which often led me to argue with my parents on this topic, after which I did not talk to them for weeks. That's how he walked for about a month, drooping and always with a sad face, remembering his old days of bygone young freedom. I thought about suicide at times, but somehow I quickly dismissed such thoughts, until I found a website called Dreams of Fallen Angels. Someone sent me a link on a popular social network, directly into my personal messages, which is not surprising, because then I was running a page very specifically for a difficult period of my life. The site itself was a kind of forum where all the lost people gathered. Everything is in dark colors, with psychedelic art, with a bunch of different discussions. The asset was large. New messages appeared almost every second. People talked on different topics, but the essence is the same: death. We had dialogues about different ways of suicide, from the most banal to the most sophisticated. Everyone shared their experiences and gave advice for certain situations. By the way, the name Dre. There was an unpleasant incident at work. I had a fight with one of my colleagues, although quite strongly, which led to a fight. At that time, the whole team was separating us, even the bosses. In fact, both were to blame, but I am a very emotional person. I started the fight first. Naturally, I was fired after that. My parents scolded me then, which is why there was a quarrel at home. Unable to withstand all this onslaught, he went to his room and completely locked himself in there. He told his friends about everything that happened, mentioning his strong desire to die. I was supported. They decided to commit group suicide. Every user of the website Dreams of Fallen Angels has been ordered a road to Eden. You just need to believe that suicide is not a sin, but a blessing when the Lord God has played a cruel joke on you. Everyone who is cornered has a chance for a wonderful life in a world where they can accept and understand you. There are many more such motivating phrases on the site, pushing people to death. It sounds like nonsense to me now, but then I found the strength to do it at the right moment. When my parents were not at home, I connected via video link to my friends. They turned out to be much younger than me, but I didn't give it much importance, just to get it over with as soon as possible. We talked for a while, wished each other well, and got down to business. A single method was chosen, a deep cut on the wrists. First, the left hand. Then my right arm is in pain. I put my hands in front of me. Rivulets of blood trickled down his arm, and his eyes were blurred. Slowly the eyelids closed, and the darkness. We did not find ourselves in Eden, but in a real hell, a world in crimson tones, where darkness and pain reigned, where people screamed. The smell of blood and flesh could be heard. The earth was ablaze with fire. Only nasty-looking creatures like goats moved freely. They were tall, shaggy, and their clacking cracked their heads in half. Wild eyes, full of anger, shone on the bare skull. They tortured us, ate us alive, and raped us. We were their toys. We couldn't die. From time to time, I had to experience incredible suffering, dying and rebirth, and always like that, there was no end to it. My eyes burned and melted, spreading over my body. My limbs were broken. My body was bent at unknown angles, then kicked like a ball. They raped me many times, and it hurt a lot downstairs from the lascivious games of devils with their horse devices. Quartered, boiled inside a grotesque large snake, suffocated in a noose over a precipice into darkness, the torture could continue for another eternity, until a bright light enveloped me and I woke up in the hospital. I didn't understand what was going on. There were parents nearby. They were saying something, but I didn't hear them. It's been a long time since I've been as happy as I am now, that I'm alive, that my parents were with me, that I'm breathing fresh air, not burning. They managed to save me, as well as one of my friends. Only the miraculous return of my family at the right moment saved me. My second friend died. The ambulance did not have time to come to him. I stayed in the hospital for a long time, visiting a psychologist as well. I'm still in touch with that surviving friend, and together we told everything that happened. Was that site shut down? He disappeared himself. Apparently, the creator himself deleted his terrible creation. I hope that everyone who is currently in a difficult situation has understood the meaning of my story. You should not go to extremes when life consists of black stripes. It is better to find help from specialists, from parents, from someone who can help you, rather than believe in the peculiarity of your living conditions, and then go to a place where you will be tormented for making the wrong choice.